stream already. I guess we can get it started. All right. Shut this down. Okay. Make sure I got everything I need. We're going to go live and pull the curtains up here in a minute. Hit my vape, hit my snort, take a drink. Let's get it. Let's get it. Wait, where's the button to bring up the webcam? Ah, I lost it. I misplaced things. Oh, shit, hold on. I didn't do anything with my hair. Let me go do that real quick. I don't care. I didn't get a haircut yet. I'm always bullied about my hair since it grew out. I'll go get it cut later. Did you just get here in time? Yeah, we are about half hour, 40 minutes early. I wanted to go even earlier, but I didn't want to do it last minute, so I put up an update just an hour or two ago. But next week, I'm going to mention this a couple times, we're going to go early, possibly around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, keep an eye on the community tab. I'll put an update there if we do. Ronnie, did you see the new shredder 1/4 from NECA? Yeah, that is amazing. I mean, hot damn. The quality, the craftsmanship, the sculpt work on that. Holy shit. Just damn. I'm going to wait till a few more people pile in, and then we're going to discuss a couple things. I really should have did something to my hair. I really should have went and got a haircut already. I can't stand that shit. But I like the short bare hair better. I ain't mad at you. Don't say sorry to me. I like it too. Captain Romo, not a problem. I'm glad you're into reading comics now. Like I said, I just got into it a few years back just from watching the TV show The Walking Dead and then wanting to know more of the story and where these characters came from, where the story originated from, like the origin and stuff, the source material. I do have something on this screen I wanted to take a look at and discuss with you guys coming up. It is right here. Days Gone. It's a video game I can't wait to get to. I think it's exclusive on the PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, I want to rush getting that Elgato so I can get it set up. So when that's released, it says April 26th. As soon as that's released, I want to be all set and just full-blown into the game content. The Resident Evil video game, I think that comes out in a week or maybe less. I can't wait for that. So I'm running down to Best Buy either tomorrow or Tuesday. I had an Elgato ordered on Amazon, and I don't know what the hell happened, but they had it ordered, but it wouldn't ship out for like a month or two. It wasn't in stock. So I was like, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. Just 1 second. But so I ordered it on Amazon before Christmas, and when it got restocked, they were supposed to send it to me, and it was cheap too. It was like $120, and normally it's like $160 or $180. Well, I don't know what happened, but they pulled all the listings. The listing I had was pulled that I saved and everything, and the one I ordered, and then my order got canceled. I got refunded the money, and now when I search Elgato on Amazon, it's like mad expensive third-party people selling it and nothing through Amazon. And it's just weird trying to look for that console. There's a weird price hike. It feels like they're coming out with a new one, and the industry knows about it. I don't know about it, and they're the market's adjusting in that way. Or it's just a weird time where stock ran out and they're going to restock it. I don't know. Long story short, my Best Buy has had an Elgato capture card for months now. I'm going to run down the block and pick that up and then get ready for the Resident Evil. Like I said, I'm already building the MAPP umbrella with the gaming content. I was just talking to another one of my people last night. She's a female streamer. We were joking. Not streamer, but she's a female, and we were teasing her that you got to get on board. We need a female on board. So maybe she'll get her channel up and running, because she does some squad games with us too. So that's expanding too. So I'm excited about that. And the Fortnite content, those interested, that's already up on the Ronnie Hayes channel. Go and check that out. And I think there's like 10 or 12 new videos up on there since the new year, maybe even more. And then Resident Evil is going to be on the Ronnie Hayes channel as well. The gameplays, the review will be on the MAPP channel though. So anyway, Joshua Jordan. First, Ronnie, just want to say I'm so sorry that horrible $400 mistake last Sunday. It's all fixed on my end at this point. However, the YouTube team told me it's totally... that's all you said. Yeah, I tried looking that up on my end, and it was actually difficult getting in touch with somebody, but I see your second comment here. I'll finish it. But I noticed in my logs it was taken out, so I assumed you had it situated. Joshua Jordan, due to your excellent logs, if that makes sense, because apparently voluntary super chats are not refundable, so legally you could have kept my money. Nah, I ain't trying to keep your money, bro. I ain't trying to keep your money. You know, especially if it was an accident. I'm not going to be a dick like that. I don't know. If somebody was trolling and they put like a racist comment to try to get me banned, well, this happens on Twitch, I think. I'm not on Twitch, but if someone said something foul in like a toxic whatever, and then they turned around and tried to pull the dono, I'd be a dick and keep it. You know what I'm saying? I hear that happens a lot on Twitch, or so, you know, whatever. But an honest mistake, I'm not going to keep your money. No way. I don't want that money. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. I want the money. Not like that. So it's all good. I'm just glad you got that cleared up on your end. Do I watch True Detective? Hell yes, I do. I can't wait to watch that on HBO Season 3. On top of that, I heard Punisher came out. The second season of Punisher. Yo, Netflix for real has a stick up their ass with Marvel. They're not even promoting their own show. I mean, it's on Netflix. You would feel like it would help them too. Maybe somehow in a weird way. I didn't see no promotion, but I didn't see shit. My cousin hit me up and was like, yo, Punisher Season 2's out. I was like, what? I can't wait to check that out. What do we got? You're going to get Days Gone. It's looking really fun. Yeah, I'm getting Days Gone day one, bro. Did you see The Passage on Fox? No, but my cousins told me that. No, my best friend, he's locked up right now. I apparently watches that all the time. So he told me to get my ass moving and check that out. But I will check that out. What is the Eastern Standard Time? Can you just tell me how much earlier than now, like an hour earlier from now? No, Eastern Standard Time is just the time zone on the East Coast. So if you're on like the West or whatever it is, your time is adjusted. It goes by where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's 9 my time, if you're in an area that's 3 hours behind, you would just go, oh, okay, it's 3 hours behind. Like to figure out your time. I don't know how I would put it and showcase every single different time zone. I mean, maybe there's a way and I'm an idiot not realizing it, but yeah, that's just what time zone I'm in. So you don't have to do any weird math. Just, you know, whatever time zone you're in, figure out how many hours before or after. But anyway, it's just 9 p.m., you know, next Sunday on the East Coast, though. If you're on the West Coast and it's 9 p.m., that's going to be 3 hours, like, behind, I think. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. Keeping it real. Wait, it real or kid? Ronnie, keep it real, our kid. Damn, just asked if you were going to get it, and that was fast. Your hair was perfect about 2 weeks before Halloween. Yeah, I got to go get it trimmed again. I'm not going to get it buzzed. I'm just going to trim it. I must be honest, not happy about Dwight going to Fear. I didn't like Morgan going either. If they're in the Walking Dead comics, I think they should stay there. Only my opinion. No, well, Morgan's in the comics, so is Dwight, but they're both dead, and Morgan is like a completely different character. Dwight's still kind of back and forth with the similar comic, you know, counterpart, but it gets tricky now. Dude, guys, with a $5 dono, just channel support. I appreciate that a lot, brother. I appreciate that. Do you watch True Detective? Hell yeah. I've only got the compendium in volumes 25 to 29 and waiting to get 30. Do you know what is the best site to start getting the separate issues? Honestly, no. To be honest, There's a lot of times you can find them on sale on Amazon. There's a number of times where I found them dirt cheap. I'm talking about $6, but older ones, not like when they're brand new. When they're brand new, if you're keeping up with them, you're just going to have to pay that full cover price. There's no way around it. So I would say the big stores like Barnes & Noble, they constantly have them stocked. Check there, or Amazon. Is a Rotten Core a good volume? I heard it's a little disappointing. A Rotten Core, is that a Walking Dead volume? I mean, here's the thing. The way I feel with The Walking Dead is I can't comprehend skipping volumes. So if you're a person who reads volumes only if they're interesting, like my brain doesn't compute. And I'm like that with everything. I either need to watch it from the beginning and watch all of it. I know people who will watch, episodes that they hear is a good episode, but they'll skip everything before it. I can't do that. If you tell me, Game of Thrones season 4 episode 5 is one of the most amazing episodes, my brain doesn't comprehend that that's a good episode by itself. I need to watch everything leading up to that. So is the volume worth a read? If you're reading The Walking Dead, you have to read it. But as far as like whether it's good or not around the Commonwealth, it's a little drag. Do you think they had Simon kill the scavengers for damage control because people hated them in season 7? Yes, I feel like they had a purpose, and the purpose didn't really go anywhere, so they just cut the fat, trim the fat. Alyssa Jet with a $15 dono. Got coming back soon. Do you think the Night King will talk? Shit, I didn't think about that. Thank you very much for the $15 dono to the channel. I did not think about that, them even talking. I was assuming that Bran would just absorb, their purpose, what they want, how they feel, what's going on. But man, the Night King talking. Do I want him to talk or not? I'm not sure. I'm sure whatever happens is going to be badass. But I can't wait for that, man. I can't wait. Patrick Thorpe. Did I say it right? Thorpe? That's your new name. Hey, brother, keep up the good work. Thank you very much for the $5 dono, Patrick. Adam with another $5 dono. Hey, Ronnie, I am a longtime supporter, and I love your content. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Aiden. Did I say Adam? I read that fast. That's a problem of mine. I got to slow down. Thank you very much, Aiden. The support is tremendous tonight. What do we got? How would you fix Fear Season 4? Wait, what season it? If it's... I'll be honest, and I don't mean this in a dick way. So if it comes off in a dick way, sometimes I come off as a dick. I don't mean it to be like that. I don't really care to go back and pretend how I would fix something that's already filmed. I would talk, I would talk a little bit on how I would fix an upcoming season, but Fear Season 4 can't be fixed. It's over with. And it's just too easy to look back on something and make the corrections and changes. But a number of things. One, if you want one thing from it, all of the Morgan stuff with not coming back and all that staying and helping people, none of that shit would happen. Hells no. I hated all that. That ruined so much. No, I can't sing. No, hell no. How do you think our leading cast are going to adapt in this not-so-whisper-friendly environment? It's going to affect all our community's way of living, but just how? Wait, not-so-whisper-friendly. Are you talking about... I think my brain is just not reading that right. Are you talking about the whispers coming up on the show? I think... or at least I feel it's going to be a mix. I don't think it'll be 100% we all should do this. I feel like it's going to be a mix of certain people are afraid to commit fully and fight, certain people who want to scout, certain people who just want to slaughter them all. And it's going to be a bit of a frenzy. But I think just looking at the writings and what they set up so far, what we're looking at is the Whisperers being not only a terrible thing because they kill some of our characters, but... they're going to pull something that's good from that bad, which is the communities are going to start working together. And you could definitely see them setting that up with how fractured they are. But they're going to have to come together because the Whisperers are about to kill everyone, or the Whispers are about to kill someone from every community. So they got to come together. Kyle Holland, have you had a chance to watch Mayans MC yet? And will you do a review? No, I haven't had a chance to watch that, to be honest. The Mayans is a tricky one, man. I've seen a couple like clips, and I've seen some things with Gemma. Gemma made a cameo, and some of that is cool and exciting. There's a part of me that watched some stuff, and it was just not, interesting. And I'm worried I'm gonna watch it and hate it, and it's gonna be like this Stain on the Sons of Anarchy feel. One day plus I haven't had time, this week at all. And once I do, maybe March, April, when I get more time, January, February is a shit show. I'll tell you that right now. It's insanely busy. I will get to it. Maybe we'll discuss it. But I'm afraid it's going to suck, Days Gone chat. No, we didn't talk about that yet. Did you ever end up selling that art from the arrested lawyer that you found while dumpster diving a few years ago? No. If I can find somebody to buy that, I would sell the hell out of that. If you guys want to look it up, I forget who it is. It's just look up a dog in boots or something like that. And it's like a lab or maybe some other dog, short-haired dog, standing in boots, like work boots, and just looking back behind him. That's it. It's a black and white. It's like one of those like artistic, fancy pants. Anyway, I want to say the guy's name is William something. William, I don't know. The artist. Well, when I looked it up, it was a real art print officially from this, friendly photographer thing, and it's worth a couple grand. And I seen some going for like $1,500, some going for $2,000. There was one going for like $5,000 on an auction site. I'd sell that in a heartbeat. $2,000, if I sold that for, let's say it was worth $2,000, and I sold that anytime this year, that one print could pay for that mega epic, right here, that mega epic review I want to do of this guy. I think it's called Kagero, Kagero or something. It's a Japanese word for silent warrior or silent assassin. I think it's silent assassin. And then there's another one with like lava predator or something. But the sculpt work, the artist work on this predator, I don't know, man. Like it just affected me in the right way where I could just stare at this thing forever. I mean, this is incredible. I looked up the artist. His name is like Heredio Iki or something like that. I only heard his name once, so it's hard for me to recall that. Heredio or something like that. But he's been in the industry making effects and all that. He made a lady predator that was just, oh my god, looks freaking insane. I'm going to try to draw that up real quick. Yeah, he made a lady predator that was just insane. Just absolutely insane. And I got a lot of things. Yep, I got a lot of things reorganized so I can pull up some images here. What do you guys see this? Check this out. Some of you probably don't give a damn about predators, but check this out. So this is the real deal on display. This is the one that, like I said, I would buy straight up if I sold that art print. And here's a couple other busts from cool props. But check out this. Where's it at? The Lady Predator. This is a sculpt this guy made. This is the sculptor that created this. Lady Predator's right here on the left. She's got her own little mask. But the idea here that I love so much is her mandibles. Predators are at like an angle, and her mandibles go up and down in this weird hook fashion. See that? My God, I love that piece. Shit. Imagine having talent like that. Oh my God, that looks so fucking amazing. But no, I haven't sold that. And this year, I think Wegman. I think the artist's name is Wegman. I'm going to try to find a way to sell that. Because like I said, this piece right here is like $1,600. It's a life-sized predator head. And I got like a $2,000 art print or a $1,500 art print. If I could trade one for the other, That'd be a score of a lifetime, in my opinion. Let's scroll down to keep up with the content. Checked out Vikings yet? No, I've watched some of Vikings. My grandfather used to watch it. I've checked it out. It does look good, but I don't think I'm going to watch like the full season or series anytime soon. But I have liked some things. There was one torture scene that was pretty rad. Ronnie, are you still reading Outcast? The last issue I read was 28. No, I heard they're canceling it, and I stopped. I still buy it every month to support it. I'm going to finish it out just to see how the story ends. But yeah, Outcast pretty much just sizzled out, which was a shame. And I do get frustrated because I think Robert Kirkman had such an amazing idea. And I think the big problem is he just kept he kept it from not being refreshing. Like, I really felt like there was going to be this next big thing. Like, people were getting possessed, and then there was this black, this darkness in them, and it was manifested in, like a floating ooze, like a black floating ooze. People would cough it up. It was, you know what I'm saying? And then the one guy had this power that... And I thought, yo, this is going to go and turn into some epic new, like, pseudo-superhero type story. And oh my God, he's about to throw one of the biggest twists. Not only that, but he's going to combine two genres in a radically unique way. But instead, he just kept going, what's the mystery? What's the mystery? For years down the line, I think a lot of people just got tired of what's the mystery. At a point, you're just like, bro, I don't even care. Just do something, and I hit that point where I just stopped caring because I know the next issue I read isn't going to give me, it's not going to, update the story and grow the story. It's just kind of like it's everything's on pause. You know what I'm saying? Plot-wise. People are doing things, but the supernatural element, you know what I'm saying? That fantastical element, it's stuck in limbo. You never learn anything more. Dwight's role in Fear the Walking Dead, I have no clue at this point. Rick probably wouldn't have disappeared if they saved Ken. How crazy is that? Butterfly effect. Let me see where you're going with this. If they saved Ken, I keep thinking the Saviors and... Wait, there's Maggie. Yeah, Maggie and Daryl. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that played a part in it. The Saviors were going to start shit regardless, so I'm trying to think. Yeah, because Maggie was directly, and yeah, that is a cool way to look at it. How do you stay motivated? I'm having a big issue. It depends on what it is. Listen, I lose motivation with certain things, oftentimes. Some things are just tricky, especially when things mount up, and it's just especially with shit that it's just not interesting, not fun. But motivation's a tricky one. In a silly way, I'm not even kidding, I did this. I honestly did this, and it's not the idea about this. I created this. Where is it at? Right here. Speaking of this Predator bust, I created this image. This wasn't an image I found on the website. I created the texture background, and I made it a desktop image, and that's part of my motivation. I wanted, and it's not just like, here's, saving up money to buy something that's insanely expensive. In my opinion, I think it's insanely expensive. I buy cars for, $1,500, $2,000. My entire life, that's how I get my cars. I buy them cheap as hell, and then you just fix them and keep them running, whoop-de-whoop. Never bought a new car a day in my life. My grandfather was like that. Parents like that until they got a little older, in their 50s or something. Then they bought a newer car so they didn't have to work on them or deal with any issues. So that this, in my opinion, is a car payment. That's big. But I look at that as motivation to do something big. To work more, to get up, not do call-offs, not, what I'm saying, to hustle harder, hustle more. And I use this as a motivational image. I look at this and I'm like, you know what? Time is moving. Time is ticking. I only have till the end of the year to save that money. Once these things sell out, there's no way I can afford them. They double, triple in price. It's so insane. And then shipping is even more because you're not getting it at a deal with the company. So I use certain things like that as motivation. And again, that's not just for that. That's just for, you look at that, you think of the money, you think of maybe I want to fix my car, or maybe I want to move and get a different apartment or buy a house. And you think, I want to cop that, and I want to do all these things. So yeah, I got to go into work, got to yada, yada, yada. A lot of people have different motivation though, but try working out. That works for a buddy of mine. Every time he gets down and unmotivated, working out really kicks it into gear. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was going to make a poor joke, but I'll leave that on the floor, the cutting room floor. What would you say if the next time we see Eduardo, it's his head on the pike boundary? I would say F you. I would say F you, Walking Dead. I hate that idea because he's gone the whole time and then we don't even see him at all, not even to talk. I would feel like that's a terrible waste. If we saw him at the fair and then he died, okay, they brought him back, set it up, and he died, and I would think that's a cool way to go out. It sucks having to leave the show for the actor, but man, if you could say, Ronnie, you could be on the show for a season, for 10 minutes, but you die on the pikes, I'd be like, hell yeah, you know, that's an epic death. I'll take that all day, every day. Dude, guys, with a $5 dono, hey, I'm someone who is honest about their own bullshit, and I'm definitely too self-absorbed. That's something I'm going to work on in the future. Wait, that might be connected to something else. That's too random to be a solo comment. Let me see. I guess that was a random comment. Have a good night, Ronnie. Aiden with a $2 dono. Thank you very much, Aiden. Yeah, dude, guys, $5. Maybe I missed another comment. I don't get what that means. I'm someone who is honest about their own bullshit, and I'm definitely too self-absorbed. That's something I'm going to work on in the future. Yeah, definitely work on it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are self-absorbed. You know, knowing it, understanding it, identifying it, being self-aware. That's a step up. You know, and then just correct your own bullshit. Cats in boots, someone says. No, that's not the picture, I don't think. Wait, I think it's William Wegman. Now that I really think about it, I'm going to look that up. Oh, motherfucker. Why is it called a funny bone? Ain't shit funny about that. Dog wearing boots. Got some... No, motherfucker. And we got a whole bunch of dogs wearing boots. Let's say photography. Photography. How do I spell that? Why is it not auto-correcting? Oh, right here. William Wegman. I did do it right. You guys can see that? Oh, you can't see that. Was I spelling it incorrectly? Here's the... View it, bro. You guys can see that anyway. It's dog wearing boots. It looks like this, and he's looking back. I think there's a couple different ones. I think he made like a little series after this. Now that I'm looking at this, the one I have might be slightly different. William Wegman. Wegman. Wait. Wegman. Yeah, that must be it then. That must be it right here. He's got a lot of pictures with his dogs. But it's got... Let me bring that back. It's got a number on it. Like 1 out of 150. It's got like number 48 or something like that. And it's from this certain group that had a signing. It's not just a print. It's from this... It's like an exclusive from like one company. And it's numbered, hand-signed. That's what makes it so expensive and such a sought-after piece. It's original in that set. There's like 150 of them, and it's signed by him too. Wait, part of me still wishes it was adult Carl saving Magna instead of 9-year-old Judith, you know? Yeah, I feel you on that. Would you bring back Fear to Baja? Greetings from Taiwan, Mexico. No, I wouldn't. I mean, maybe I would if there was an interesting story happening there, sure. I think it all depends on the cost of filming. You know what I mean? If it was doable and it didn't hurt the story and we weren't spending more money, yeah, I would do that. Different, background. I would stop doing the whole, and I'll be honest, I would stop doing the whole Spanish shit. Listen, you got so many people who don't speak Spanish watching it. knock it off with that, you know. You can have some parts, sure, you know what I'm saying, but I think there was a number of complaints where it was like, what is this? What is going on? You know, I'm not in the mood to read subtitles. And I ain't mad at you. I get that way too. Train to Busan, I watch it still to this day with subtitles in the original language. I think to me it's better that way. But when it comes to certain things like Fear the Walking Dead, just come on, we don't need subtitles. Get this. Everyone you run into can speak English. Why not? Who cares? You know? Why do the Whisperers have a border if they are always moving around? Seems contradictory. Thanks. Their actual tribe is mobile. So it's kind of like a mobile home. Just because it's a mobile home, that doesn't mean they don't have what they consider their territory or their land. So they do have a territory. Same thing with Native Americans a little bit. We won't get into that heavily, but they would have this whole land. And they would relocate during different seasons. And then when some seasons, some areas have better hunting seasons, and it's a huge land, wide land, you know, they know certain areas. Maybe they don't go there but like once a year. Same thing with the Whisperers. They have this whole territory of land that's theirs that they relocate to for a number of different reasons. Protection or scavenging, maybe parts, materials, whatever to create their tools or their living, whatever they use. I don't know. And I'm sure they're going to expand on that somewhat for the show. In the comic book, you don't have to expand on it because it is a different medium. But that area that they're moving around in, you're not allowed to come into that area. Just because they're moving back and forth, it doesn't mean, you know, they don't consider that land their territory. I think I fucked that all up. And keep in mind, that's only what little we got from the explanation in the comic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they even discussed it concretely, other than they do have a territory and they are a mobile tribe, but they're still within that territory. Do you think the mysterious cowboy guy from the trailer could be a Whisperer that challenges Alpha's leadership? Well, that's a big stretch. I mean, I would say challenges the leadership. Oh, absolutely. That's coming. I did a video on that. But to immediately pick that guy, that just seems like a spoiler from a site. That's just like, where's the connection there? If he was in a scene with Alpha and he gave her a look or he wanted to attack and she was like, hold on, I would be like, okay, see what I mean? And I think the mysterious cowboy is most likely a Whisperer. It seems like it would fit. But to leap that he challenges Alpha, I don't know where you got that. And if that's just a blind guess, yeah, I think it could be possible. Because we want to see what makes her the dominant one, what makes her the alpha, and we want to see the structure of them being challenged. We need to see that to know that happens. If a real zombie outbreak happened, what is your first plan of action? What would you do? Where would you go? Well, I think that is tricky because you have family. So depending on where you're at, that's going to determine where you go. Like if I'm not near my daughter, she's priority one. I'm getting to wherever she's at. Is it school? Is it over a family member's house? Is it with her grandmother? I got to get to her number one. One of the first, if it just popped off now, I'd probably rob a pharmacy. I'd probably rob a pharmacy, number one, for a couple reasons. And I'll be honest with you. One, I'm getting high as shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to chew so many painkillers. I'm be high 6 months into the apocalypse. That's only because it's a zombie apocalypse. Fuck it. Number two, I am going to be stealing medicine that we can use because if it is really the end of the world, man, I want some amoxicillin or some medicine that we can use later on. So I'm going to go in and get whatever I can that's not bullshit medicine like muscle relaxer or something, you know? That would be my no bullshit answer to that. I'm hitting a pharmacy immediately, ASAP. Who would win in a fight, Joel? Everyone asks this every week. Ronnie, I just got notification. Would not be surprised if Gimple was somehow responsible. Laugh out loud. That's funny. Spoilers are out there for the lineup scene. Be aware of what you read and watch online. That sucks. That sucks. Hopefully the Ramas take him out. Well. Wait. Okay, we already read that one. I'm looking for the Make a Path Presents questions. If you me, it highlights, and it's easier to find the questions. Have you seen any game trailers for Death Stranding? Yeah. It looks interesting. It really does. Do you think Fear the Walking Dead has a chance of saving? ? I liked season 1 to 3, but Gimple destroyed season 4 with the Morgan crossover. Curious to get your opinion. I personally think Gimple didn't destroy it. I know that's a joke by now, but I don't believe that at all. First off, he didn't write it. He wasn't the showrunner. They brought in two new showrunners. Did he facilitate the crossover? What is it? Probably his idea. Yes and yes. But just crossing Morgan over, I guarantee you right now, and I will be Mr. Cocky. Yeah. We get this all the time when I talk about what I would want to do. I am overconfident in my ability to write a good story. I could write a damn good Morgan crossing over story. I'll bet you my life on it. I can make it work. What they did it didn't work, and that falls with the showrunners. To have Morgan, especially, and I'm going to keep picking on this, because I think one thing a lot of writers don't pick up on that fans do is you need to reward the viewer. There's I forget what I used to call it, but it was like ruin and reward. You ruin them by putting characters through terrible things. Like Sansa in Game of Thrones, for example. Sansa gets like kidnapped, she gets beat, she gets raped, she gets tortured. So you ruin them because you give this character a connection with the audience, and then they go through such a terrible thing. So, but that ruining it is interesting because you want to see how they get out of it. How do they escape? How do they this? And then she tries to escape numerous times only for it to fail. And then the one time she does escape and you think it's going to fail, it's definitely going to fail. And then all of a sudden something amazing happens that connects different storylines and she finally makes a getaway. That's a reward to the fans. You need that reward. So on the flip side with Morgan, teasing that they're going to return, that they're going to make a journey back, that he wants to go back, that would have been the reward, and that should have been the reward for the fans. They got to put up with all this, but they want that. They want to look forward to that, to him returning, and yada, yada, yada. And then for him to just turn around and use this crazy bitch to say, you know what, never mind. I'm not going back to the people who were like my family, to Rick and all of them who Rick was right. I'm not going back to that. I'm staying here. Fuck them, they're not shit to me. I'm going to save some strangers in this fucking area. Why? There's people that need help everywhere, but for some reason, this area needs it. I wonder why. Because it's a crossover TV show. It's so forced and paper thin, that's just the start of all the problems they had. And again, I don't blame Gimple. I think he had a hand in it that I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? Some decisions he made and whatever the purpose. But I also fault the writers and the showrunners. Have you checked PayPal? Oh, yeah, I was about to do that. That's why I grabbed my phone. It's opening. Hold on. Have you tried out the Resident Evil 2 demo? Nope, I'm staying far away from that. Only because it's not a few months away. It's coming up in like a week or 5 days or something. And I know I'm buying it day one. So I didn't want to dull any experience with a demo. Because in 5 days I'm going to play it anyway, again. And the demo's usually the beginning. I didn't want to do that again. Have you seen John Bernthal's show, The Punisher? How do you feel about it? I've seen season 1, and I really enjoyed it. I think they dropped the ball on a couple things. Season 2, I'm really excited about, except for Jigsaw. That's his name, right? Jigsaw, the villain. He's from the comic. He's got a really cut-up face. I think the Punisher beats his ass and messes up his face, and he's really disgusting looking. Well, in the show, what they did that was so great is he was like this, suave playboy, good-looking, full of himself, self-absorbed type guy. And I was like, oh my God, that is absolutely perfect. And then when I saw the trailer, he's got a couple like the sexy scars. You ever see that? And it's just like, if that's the actor, if he was a female, I would be knocking on it, because you know damn well it was the female going, oh, I want some scars, but I still want to be a sexy bitch, you know? That's probably what the actor did. I hope he didn't. If he did, you're a dick, you know? You're a real life dick. Come on. I want to be good looking, so put these nice little sexy scars. I expected him to come back in season 2 and he was going to be like hideous, like some scarred up shit. Because that's what they hinted at. I was hyped, bro. I was like, oh man, this is going to be good. And then they show it and he's got like these little scars on his cheeks. It's like, get the fuck out of here, you know? I'm still looking forward to it. I think with Daredevil, they dropped the ball huge. And I mean massive. Daredevil, oh my God, it was so good. Whatever the newest season was, season 3 or something, Daredevil had this build-up with the Kingpin showing why he's the motherfucking Kingpin. He was planning moves ahead of everyone, and oh my God, it was probably one of the greatest villain rises on TV in the superhero world. In my opinion, probably the best rise of a supervillain. And Thanos is still one of my favorites for a movie, and I get it. It's yada, yada, yada. But what the Kingpin did, oh my God, that was epic. However, it should have ended, and this is where they failed miserably with Daredevil, and I have a feeling it's because they were canceling it, because AMC, or Netflix and Marvel have this battle back and forth. Everyone knows about that, but everyone that's been reading about it. So they, instead of going with what should organically be the ending, they changed it to where Daredevil saves the day yet again. The real, organic, amazing, jaw-dropping ending that we should have gotten with Daredevil in the recent season, the Kingpin should have won. That should have been his season. And the comeback should have been the following season, where Daredevil returns to rise above. The Daredevil could still get a minor victory, and again, this is a reward for the viewers, but the reward would be him defeating Bullseye, only for Bullseye to come back, you know, better and, you know, more improved. So, I don't know what Channel Zero is. Dude, guys, with a $5 dono, you said last Sunday that you could stream the movie, but wouldn't want to hurt the actual video views. You're a celeb, so it would help the views. Oh, yeah. I appreciate the compliment. I wouldn't go that far. Well, I just meant, like, if we, let's say we had 50 people who were interested right now in the chat, and then if we streamed it here, those 50 people, they won't go over to watch it. They already watched it. Unless it was something that was, like, insanely, oh my God, epic, which if you create something like that, then fucking hell yeah, rock on. And then they'll go and watch it again, or spread word of mouth. That would help it. What I meant was I didn't want to, like, take views off from watching it. But we could definitely preview a scene here, tease them, and then have them go over there to finish it. I think that could work well. If you stream the movie, fans of the comic would bounce around and watch the actual video. That's like George Lucas streaming Star Wars fanfic. It could work. It definitely could work. I didn't like Carl, Madison, or Nick. I love Morgan and was so scared that he would die in all-out war. So 2018 was a good year for me. Yeah, I want Morgan to last a long time, and I'm just glad he didn't die in all-out war. Oh, man. I don't like the crossover, man. Thank you very much for the donos. I think you had like $15 in donos back-to-back. Really appreciate that. Spin 2020 with a $10 dono. Hi, Mr. Hayes and MAPP. Ronnie, open my gift live. If you want to, we will. Tracking says you got it. Love you even if you don't. Damn, when did it get here? Because I checked. I can't pick it up today. It's Sunday. Yesterday was Saturday. They're closed also. But I checked Friday. So they must have got it literally the night after I checked. That sucks. I'm going to run up tomorrow and grab it. And then if you want to do it live, we can hold it till next Sunday. That's not a problem. We could do that. If you don't want it in a MAPP mail video, that's absolutely fine. Thank you very much for sending something in, though. And thank you very much for the $10 dono. I want to check the chats and make sure we didn't miss any. We got a direct PayPal dono from Meowcat Bissy. Thank you very much for the dono. I really appreciate that. For those who don't know, the direct PayPal just reroutes having YouTube take a portion of the dono. Don't care. Movie. I think we got all. Yes. Thank you again, dude, guys. And Michael Paul, $5 dono. It's not much, but I want to see you get that Predator bust, so here's some towards that. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'll take out $5 specifically and put it to that Predator bust. It's probably not going to happen, but it's one of my motivational things. I put it up there because that would be the holy grail. And here's another part of the idea. I'm trying to bring this up is having some of the smaller things I notice when I want to upgrade, and the more I'm thinking about it, I think I want to shift the smaller things to where I can see them, just because on camera, some of the smaller things just tend to blur out some. And then I was thinking about taking some of the bigger items and bringing the bigger items behind me. So one of the bigger items, obviously, would be this Predator bust at the end of 2018 going into 2020. This life-size, like 27-inch tall Predator bust that is the head of an amazingly friggin' insanely skilled sculpt and design. Just the design of that, my God. But that would be so big where people could actually see what it is instead of like a little blurry outline of a Jason and blurry like The Last of Us. So that was part of my thinking, like maybe kind of change things around some to put some of the bigger things in the back, and then have that one, because I want that one grail piece. I'm obviously not going to be able to afford, I've seen people with their Predator collections where they've got like an original, I think it's his name, Scott Marshall, like it's a Predator head, and it is like the real deal, like lifelike. The teeth and all the jewelry work and just incredible. I mean, if you're a Predator fan, look those up. It's mind-blowing that there's people that have those in their collections. So obviously, I wouldn't be able to buy all of them, so I would only probably, from now in the next 10 years from now, I could only afford like one. So that would be like the centerpiece of my collection for the next 10 years. And I think that would be pretty cool. It's either that or an original Jungle Hunter, because that's my favorite looking Predator. For the Predator fans, I want to know, what's your favorite looking Predator? Mine's always going to be the Jungle Hunter from the 1987 one. I don't know. There's something about it. I even shifted some things to have the Jungle Hunter sitting by my desk because he was up there. And I love the design of his mouth and his face and like the design of that creature. Just the creativity behind it. So I wanted him closer because I gawk at it. Is that a real word? I look at the creature design sometimes when I'm working. I think it's incredible. I'm so jealous I didn't create the Predator. That's such a cool monster, man. Such a cool franchise idea. Do you think the princess will work on the show? No. I said comic Negan, not Rick. Laugh out loud. Oh, shit. Oh, Negan. Yeah. I'm sorry I skipped it. I don't care who can beat who, because in reality, the only way we're going to figure that out is who's your favorite. That's who wins. Bottom line. Who do you like more? You know, I tried to pick between, because I think Joel would be in more scraps than Rick. Rick isn't like a big buff guy and a fighter, so you know probably Joel will win. But then Negan's big, and it's kind of like, you know, if I had a gun to my head, I would probably just pick Negan because of his size. But I don't know. Episode 3 was awesome. The final The Walking Dead game episode comes out in March. Around time for my birthday. I'm glad it was good. Do you think The Walking Dead will add more non-comic characters to the show? Only if it's necessary, and only if it doesn't mess up the flow of the story. Yo, I had a drink around here somewhere. I'd be robbing a pharmacy too. Have you ever played Spider-Man or Smite on PS4? I haven't played Smite, but I played Spider-Man. I put up a video or two, I think, on this channel. That was fun. Weirdly enough, though, it's interesting jumping around, and I do enjoy it. Had some fun with it. However, do we have something wrong with the stream? That should not be happening. We have the good internet going. What is the problem here? I'll keep an eye on that. There shouldn't be any problem with the stream at all. I don't know what's going on. There's something about the Spider-Man thing, man. Smooth graphics seems fun. Wait, what is going on? Hold on. It's saying it's shutting the stream down. Hold on a second. Let me check something. Don't go anywhere. Well, I went and got a drink in the meantime. Wait, what the hell? Alright. I hope we're back. I checked the thing. Everything's fine on my end with the internet, so I don't know what's going on. Julia is playing a game and watching a video, but she's connected to her own internet. It doesn't have anything to do with my internet, so I don't know what the problem is. Hey man, I don't care what you do with the movie, just watch it on your own time. Just maybe a 30-second review, that's all I'd ask for. Yeah, we'll show a preview. Do the Freakers from Days Gone look similar to the mutants from Metro Exodus? Both games look rad. Yo, Metro, I don't know what Exodus is, but there's an older game on Metro that I got right when I bought a PS4, and yo, I fucking loved them. It's a bit clunky, they feel dated. I think one is just like a remastered version, but I liked it a lot. I don't think they're similar because it should be in a different universe. Have you seen Requiem for a Dream? If so, what are your thoughts on the film? I saw that movie when I was in like junior high, and I think maybe I was too young to give a fuck or understand it, because I just remember being really bored and then being like, I don't know what half of this ridiculous shit means. Yeah, it was just weird. Spin 2020. Track and say, okay, that's an old one. Looks like we already read these. All right, yeah, so somehow we're back to, let's go down to the fresh comments. Yeah, let's go down to the fresh comments here. Dude, guys, $5 YouTube channel has 324 subscribers. I wouldn't update you every Sunday, but you always have an interesting reply, so it's your fault. Yeah. Channel support, $5 dono. Thank you very much for the donos. I appreciate that, brother. How do you feel about Resident Evil movies? I hate them. I hate them all. I think they're terrible. I think they're dog shit. Yo, Hayes, should there be hints of Rick's outcome throughout the main show? Not a direct answer of his location, but little breadcrumbs. The new movie? Yeah. We should get some idea, because it's going to be important for us to understand, especially fans who don't watch interviews and behind-the-scenes stuff. They need to know that it is far away, or there is a clear problem keeping him from getting back to the group. They need to know that. Congratulations for your channel. Very objective as usual. I hope you make Star Wars Episode 9 trailer review. Huh? Wait. Oh, Episode 9. What are we on? Episode 8? I'm done with Star Wars. I'll talk about the trailer if you guys want, but I'm done with Star Wars. I'm not a fan of pranks. Meowcat Bissy, if you can calm down. I don't know who you're trying to do a prank on. Oh, it was me? Yeah, not a fan. If Ronnie and y'all, what's everyone thinking about Days Gone? I'm curious to see what people think about Days Gone. We'll see when I upload the video or stream it, you know. And you guys let me know if you would want the stream on the MAPP channel or the Ronnie Hayes channel, let me know, because I could do both. The Ronnie Hayes channel isn't monetized though, so if there was anything that was caught for copyright, I think it wouldn't really matter, because if they're just pulling the monetization, we could just put it on the Ronnie Hayes channel. I don't know if they still do that with games. I know Spider-Man got hit with copyrights, son of a bitch. Unreal, unreal. If you already, okay. Throw down a freestyle rap, please. One night when I get liquored up, I'll do that for you. Every YouTuber is a rapper, didn't you guys know? That's a thing. I ain't kidding. They all rap now, even the ones that aren't any good at it. I hate freestyle. You'll never get a freestyle out of me. I hate it so much. I used to do music engineering and stuff, so I used to actually make beats for rappers, and we used to tweak the microphone and some of the settings with EQ and stuff, and we would have to be on the microphone. And I mean, back then you get drunk as hell, and some of it's fun goofing around. But one thing I hate about rappers and their damn freestyles is 98% of the time, if you are aware of what goes on behind the scenes, it ain't even a freestyle. No one just goes off the top of their head like that. What they'll do is they'll get something, they'll create this song that's snappy and it sounds like it's off the head, and they rehearse it and yada yada yada, and then when they get around people, they bust out this, you know, sick freestyle. And here, you know, they planned it and put it together and structured it fucking months ago. That shit used to, because when I was younger, I was like, how did they do it? How did they come up with all this shit? I've seen some people rip some shit off the top of their head that was just insane. But there was a lot of people, and I'm like, how did they come up with this? Like, where did they get that from? And then you find out, that's not even a freestyle. He fucking wrote that song months ago. What's your underrated film of 2018? I don't even know, to be honest. I never really know what to look for, you know. I'm going to try to do that this year. If I see something and it's underrated, or if it's, you know, incredible, I'm going to write it down. I lose track too easy of what came out in 2018 and what came out in 2017. Like, it's insane. It's ridiculous how bad I can't remember what comes out when. Dude, guys, with a $10 dono. I forgot, but I think you said that you can't reveal whether or not stabbing the brain matters in your comic. There's a there's a character who dies, and I don't know if they should be stabbed in the temple. You could stab the brain, sure, yeah. You could do that. Stabbing the brain should pretty much end anybody, alive or dead. Princess should work on the show because she's basically the female version of John Dory, and he's becoming a fan favorite on Fear. I think parts of her character would work. Visually, she looks silly as shit. There's some parts of her that could work, like if they toned down that pink, if it was that hot pink. But if they toned that down where it was this faded pink, where you could tell it was a hot pink one, but wearing it and all that kind of faded it down some. And I don't mean filters on the camera. I mean like the actual, I think a look like that, more realistic look, not as poppy. I think that could work. It's just some of her attitude could really come off as obnoxious and not cute. I think they're going for cute, you know? What are your thoughts on John Wick movies? I love them. Even if they're only run, 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 shoot, shoot, run, run, run. I love them, you know? I think I love John Wick 1 better than 2. Just recently bought The Last of Us Remastered for PS4. I never played it on PS3 because I only had an Xbox. You got me hyped to play it, man. You got any tips? Yeah, here's a tip. Play it once for a couple hours, shut it off, and then the next day when you want to play it again, start all over. I think that's a good tip for any game, you know. Get used to it, get a trial run, because there's going to be stuff you do, and then you're going to be like, man, I could have done that better. Me and my brother do that, and that works out great. Other than that, it's not a really challenging game. It's more there for the gameplay and the experience. Once you get a handle of how the characters move, it's not extremely challenging. You're going to hit certain moments where it is, you know, where you'll get the, you got to hit your shots, and it is a bit frustrating. But, yeah, I don't think it's, you know, as hard as something like Fortnite, because you're not going up against psycho kids who are chewing Adderall and playing 27 hours a day. You know what I mean? What would you say if Eduardo head ends up on a pike? I know you keep asking that. We already answered that. I would be pissed. I would curse because that's insane. We haven't seen him since forever ago. MAPP channel, 4 Days Gone. Talk about how you feel about The Last Jedi. That movie was ass. How's that? It sucks. I think I did a whole video on that, but what they did with Luke Skywalker is terrible. I can't believe there's people in the industry that come up with that shit. I was just talking to my brother the other day, and he can't stand The Last Jedi. Same as me, man. We are stuck with the original trilogy, and that's it. What they did with the new ones, just come on. Like, for example, you took a guy who, and you guys know, Luke Skywalker's father was Darth Vader, who was, you know, the most evil man in the universe, right? Or in the galaxies, down from Emperor Palpatine. And he never gave up hope that he can turn his father. There was that glimmer of yada, yada, yada. So eventually he did. His father turned around and killed the Emperor. And then, you know, so you took this guy who would, you know, sacrifice his own life for other people. His friends are in trouble. He's there, even, you know, with the possibility that he could lose his own life. I mean, you take that character as bright and hopeful, one of the most bright and hopeful characters in the whole series. I mean, that's Luke Skywalker, and you turn him into this miserable old man who just gets his ass beat by a whiny Rey. Like, remember when she hit him with her staff? And it's just like, what the fuck are you people doing? And then they tell the story about how Luke Skywalker just felt the presence of the evil, you know, force inside whatever his name is, Adam Driver, and then he pulls his lightsaber on him like he's gonna kill his nephew. You know what I'm saying? After just holding out all hope for his father, he immediately thinks about killing his nephew the moment he finds out. And I was like, listen, I was telling my brother, they could have done that in such a better way. If you needed that scene, you have him feel the presence of Snoke. And the presence of Snoke was so powerful. Like, Snoke's presence, not even there, but his presence through Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, his presence through him was so powerful that Luke reacted, not meaning to kill his nephew, but because there was an evil presence. And he pulled his lightsaber for Snoke, not for Solo. But just as he whips it out to protect his nephew and himself and fight off this evil force, because again, the presence, and that would show us how powerful Snoke is, or he should have been. And then as soon as Ben Solo looks up, he gets the idea that he's going to kill him because he went behind Luke's back and he was experimenting with the dark side of the Force, and he got scared. Young kid scared. He sees his teacher, who he knows would be so mad at him, so furious, and he's got this obsession with Vader and all that, so he's so scared, and like a kid, he can't see that it's not meant for him. And then he, you know, reacts, blows down the temple. The whole time, Luke never meant to pull his lightsaber for his own nephew. That's how they should have wrote it. Instead, it just came out so bad, so terrible. Whatever. You know, I had a feeling you used to produce your own music for your channel and had some experience. Yeah, I still have the software in the thing. I still have some old beats I made and stuff, but the tricky part was I was trying to learn how to do like fresh beats and not use samples, because I would use the sample kits, and I just never got to really put some stuff together. I still enjoy it, though. I really do. There's just no time to ever work on it. Can you tell us about when you worked in a nursing home? No, not today. No, I'm not going to go. It was so long ago, and there's nothing really to tell, you know. I think the only interesting memories I had is the people. It was just pretty interesting being around the people, but I was one of the only guys on the floor, so there was a lot of times where the work, instead of having to do the normal work, I got regulated to like a lot of the heavy lifting, like just going down and helping all the girls lift, you know, the elderly people out of the wheelchairs and into the beds and things like that. And then dealing with the dead bodies, you know what I mean? When someone died, I would get called in, take care of that, get them cleaned up and and weird. What's the thing? Weird. Starts with a S. What is that? Where someone is? They get afraid of something. Oh my God! What's the name of that? Anyway, the girls would always have to open the window after someone passed away in the nursing home. And I was always thinking it was, does it stink? I don't know. I mean, is a dead body farting? I don't know, because bodies do that. Bodies moan, bodies fart, they pass gas, all the muscles are relaxing and whatever like that. I heard one girl go, after she passed away. I think it was like the second or, probably the second body I dealt with, dead body I dealt with in the nursing home. But that was freaky though, and that's I guess it's the air just coming out. And they opened a window, and I thought it was for smells. And here it was superstitious. That's the word I'm looking for. They did that to let the souls out. And I was like, man, that's something you would hear about in the 1600s, not now. The soul isn't trapped in the room. What are you doing? But superstitious, I guess. Oh, I need more oil. Ronnie, have you seen Cell, starring Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack, based on the Stephen King book? No. People get turned into rabid individuals. No, I wanted to see it when I found out it was about, infected people through cell phone signals. But honestly, I didn't hear anyone say anything good about it, so I just kind of stayed away from it. It's one movie I might check it out one night, though. Have you played God of War? What are your thoughts on it? I like it. I haven't played the new one yet. I do have a God of War figure, though. Old Man Kratos. I found it at Target for like $7 or $8. I forget. It was cheap as hell. And I was like, I gotta get it. Worst Walking Dead villains? Can I count Fear the Walking Dead too? Because that crazy bitch in Fear the Walking Dead is my all-time worst. All-time worst for sure. We got 2 super chats I passed on accident. Dude Guys with a $5 dono. I watched where you said that you based Tristan off of Aaron Paul. That's awesome. Love the actor. I actually think you kind of look like Tristan. Really? I don't see that at all. I appreciate that, but I don't see that at all. I think Tristan looks very different. I see Tristan as, extremely different. But, generic white guys. I guess we all look alike. Another $5 dono from Dude Guys. Can we take a moment to admire how awesome the Rider is? I love how in the first issue he's a badass, but he also got hurt 5 times. The Rider's an interesting character. I can't wait to get to some of that. Because it's tricky, though, because, man, the way comics are and the way the story's in short bursts, yet at the same time, you have certain slower build-ups and certain payoffs later that you want to get to already, but you need to slowly simmer it. The Rider thing becomes a very big deal. The Rider thing becomes... I don't know. It's. I just can't wait to get to that part in the story, man. But it's a big deal. If you could take any Fear the Walking Dead character other than Morgan or Dwight, bring them to the Walking Dead and end Fear, who would it be? Do I have to take one? Can I just leave them all? I would take John Dory. Did you hear about Darabont wanted to show how Atlanta fell out of budget? And AMC didn't help. Yeah. There was some ideas that Darabont had that I loved. But then there was some ideas where I don't know what drugs he was smoking. Like, listen, it's a neat idea to some when they talk about the zombie that was in the tank. Remember Rick in episode 1 where he shoots the zombie, hurts his ears? That was the zombie where he got the grenade from the tank and shit. Well, the guy who played that Walker talked about how him and Darabont created this story, or talked about doing this version where they show how he got in the tank. And there's a part of it where I'm like, okay, that alone, for me, sounds ridiculous. I don't care. I don't give a shit. He has nothing to do with the story. But On the flip side, if it was a webisode that he was talking about, or like an introduction that connected to the story in some way, then I'd be like, okay, I get it. But the way the actor explained it, it really made it seem like Darabont was going to film all this how Atlanta fell and not show our characters for a while. It was like filler. No, I hate that. I hate it so much. I want to follow Rick and gang. I want to follow the group. I don't care how the zombie got there. If there's a bonus webisode, I'd watch it. I watched the one with Bicycle Girl, and I loved it. I loved finding out about her origin story. But outside of the main show, because when I sit down to watch the main show, I don't want that filler. I don't want to watch the Bicycle Girl's origin story. I don't care. She's not a character. But as a fan, afterwards and separately, I love that shit, yo. I will subscribe to AMC Premiere if they do shit like that. Webisodes that are exclusive. But not in season 10. I don't give a shit about them in the actual season. So it gets tricky because you don't hear everything. Tammy Schultz, Night Ronnie. Guess I gotta get crazy on some disrespectful. Thanks for the chat. Bye, mods. Wait, what? Night Ronnie. Guess I gotta go get crazy on some disrespectful ... Go kick some ass if that's what you're talking about. Go get them. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost in the sauce. Have you seen compilation videos of Mark Hamill hinting about how disappointed he was in The Last Jedi? Oh, absolutely. Yo, and you know what's messed up? He was 100% right. Everything that man was saying, he was 100,000% right. They turned Luke into someone who Luke is not. This was a character. This was not how that character was, and the actor knew it. And he... Listen, how they fucked Star Wars is it's a legendary fuck up. It is a legendary fuck up. And at this point, that's what it is. It's not like, oh, that's just my opinion. No, it's fact at this point. They fucked Star Wars up. It could rebound, sure, whatever. But it's fact. They fucked it up. Do you think any more kids will die in season 9 or 10? Sure. Absolutely. Have you seen... Alright, I saw that. Are you into any anime shows? If so, are there any shows that are your favorites? No, I'm not really watching any anime. Would you... Wait. Would multiple mini-stories set in the same universe and connecting from time to time work? Asking for my story. What you're talking about is an anthology series that has connections with an overall... story. Absolutely, it could work. You got to be careful, though. You don't have a part of the story that is so interesting where people get focused and hung up on that, and everything else becomes like if you have one character and one story that is just balls to the wall, amazing. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard for people to get invested in the other stories when they're thinking, well, why can't we go back to him? Why can't we just follow their story, you know? I think done right, though, if you have 5 equally great stories, I think it could work. What software, Ronnie, for music production? I used Sony Acid Sony Acid Pro. Whatever the top of the line Sony one is that it costs like $400 or $500 or something. Back then it was. That's the one I used for making the music. Anyone seeing the eclipse tonight? I had a track board and all that though. I had is it a Korg? Is that what it is? One of the better brands. It was like a 24 track or something. It was a big blue one. I mean, it was a beast of a machine. I loved playing around on that. DD Gaming, yo, watched a few episodes of the new Punisher and it's badass. Really, I can't wait to check it out now. I can't wait to check that out. How many episodes are in the Punisher? There's like 13, I think, right? Yeah, I'm glad it's back. I didn't even realize it. DD Gaming right here. I'm going to put it won't let me click on it. I was going to put the link in the chat. This is the DD Gaming that is under the MAPP umbrella. If anyone wants to watch some Fortnite videos. I think he uploaded today's video is one with me and him playing duos in Fortnite. So if you guys want to check that out, it's the black circle and it just has a white DDG on the profile. Find that, or just type in Ronnie Hayes Fortnite DD Gaming or something. I'm sure you'll get to it. I don't think I have the link in the chat. If you click on my channel, I feature it on the side of the. I think you got to be on a computer though. But they've got a lot more duo and squad videos coming where you can hear me. There's no, there's no face camera, nothing, but you can hear me kicking ass and then complaining about some shit. Fortnite's been triggering me lately, like crazy. I feel the actress for Denise was the wrong one. It didn't work for me. How do you feel about Primal Fear? Oh, I love Primal Fear. I love that. That was one of my favorites from that period of time because it was just a shock, What about the story cliffhanger you left us with about how you were in a closet listening to guys? Oh, we're going to get to that. I need that ending. We're going to get into that. We got some of the personal ones. Some of them are tricky, though, because, listen, some are fucked up. Some are just so fucked up, it's unbelievable. So I want to make sure I cover some bases with some legal stuff, and some stuff I just want to really figure out how to, because I think I think right now certain things I just want to put out there is like, hey, here's an interesting story, make of it what you want, and then we'll see how people go, because some of it's just so fucked up. It just seems so like, what? But it's interesting shit. I mean, what else am I going to talk about? Well, it happened and I want to talk about it. When are the cover breakdowns finally coming back? Let's shoot for February, March-ish. Let's shoot for that. If they come back sooner, I'm not telling you they will, but that'd be a pleasant surprise. But let's shoot for something way off. Like I said before, January and February, setting a number of things up. Those 2 months are just shot. But the ball's already rolling on a lot of things. So I know it doesn't seem like it right now because all the behind-the-scenes stuff is so time-consuming and ridiculous. But I would say let's shoot for around March. But when they come back, if we do even one a month or one every week, let's say one a month, we're going to catch up quicker than you think, because I already did the numbers a little while back, and we'll catch up. If we do one or two a month or something like that, yeah, because they only come out with 6 issues every 6 months, and one video covers 6 issues. What's this supermoon? What's something you really want to talk about but no one's asked yet? Jeez, I don't even know. I don't even know. I have to think about something. Yeah, one-dimensional Snoke. I'm not the same as, or I'm not in agreement with a lot of Star Wars fans that really wanted this big I don't care that Snoke died. I really don't care. My focus was on Kylo Ren. So Kylo Ren showing his, he can defeat Snoke and more powerful, whatever. For me, that worked. My annoying thing was the setup they did with Rey. They clearly wanted something, and they've come out and they've admitted it. They wanted some lineage, they wanted some legacy shit, and the show just kind of shit on it, What is Doomsday Kingdom solely based on? That's a weird question. That's like it's impossible to answer that because you said what's it solely based on, and it's not based on anything. I mean, it's based on means like this happened, and then we're gonna base that like a bank robbery. but we're going to make some fake things and some real things. No, Doomsday Kingdom is just a zombie story. I didn't take one outbreak scenario. I did read and a bunch of, books, and I watched documentaries, and I looked at outbreaks. I looked at power outage outbreaks and shit like that. There was one crazy one in New York, I think in like the 70s. Within seconds of the power going out, there was riots and all this crazy shit. Any advice on getting comfortable in front of the camera for YouTube? Yeah, everyone's gonna make fun of you no matter what. Who gives a shit? You just do it. I think that's the best advice. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you get it right or flub it. There's always someone who's gonna shit talk you. So just do what you want to do that you find it, that you have an interest in. I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how you talk. It doesn't matter, if you're shy at first or you fumble your words. It doesn't fucking matter at all. You do it enough to where you get in a better swing of things, and it gets easier with every video. But don't focus on being nervous, and maybe that'll help you out. Should they just cancel Fear and do a new spin-off with Snow and better characters? Honestly, I don't care what they do with Fear. Cancel, keep it around. I just don't care. Could we have a spin-off with Snow? I think that would be amazing. I think that would be awesome. You should check it out again now that you're older. Requiem for a Dream. It may be boring, but some points, but it'll have you thinking by the end. It's on Hulu. I'll check it out. Not on Hulu, though. I'm not getting Hulu just for that, but I'll definitely check it out. No, they're not gonna remake Fear the Walking Dead. That's insane. You remake stuff that's iconic. The world of The Walking Dead, you can just do all new characters, and the same amount of people will watch. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't know. I would forget Fear the Walking Dead completely. You don't need to remake that or reboot that or none of that. I mean, technically, they're already doing a soft reboot. Do you think the group will ever find out about Rick surviving, or will it just be a surprise towards the end of the show? I think they'll find out at the end. I don't think the group will find out slowly, unless they've got something else planned. Story-wise, I don't see that happening. Seen an interview where Kathleen Kennedy lied to the audience that Luke Skywalker would have a big important role in the Last Jedi. Mark Hamill then said, well, that's good to hear. Yeah, she was full of shit. What kind of questions do you hate getting? If I could be honest, I don't like hypothetical questions. Like, what would Shane do if he met the governor? I know people find them fun. I know there's like a group of people who love hypotheticals, and they want to do like, what happened if this crossed over with that? Unless it has a chance of happening, I honestly don't care about it. Like, I do enjoy talking about or thinking about what is the potential story coming up for The Last of Us, because it's the possibilities, because we're getting something from that, But when you say, man, what if the governor and Negan met in the early outbreak? A part of that would be like, two cool characters. It would be kind of neat to see what would have happened. But after that point, my brain doesn't give a shit. Like, I don't care to waste a little bit of energy thinking about what could happen. Unless it was maybe like a project to create a short story, and it's like take a character like Negan and a character like the governor and create something. But as long as the thing you're creating has the potential to grow. Taking Negan and Governor, that has no potential to grow. Maybe it's like a fanfic or something, but I'm not really big in the fan fiction. Yeah, I'm not big on the who would win in the fights either. I mean, I just don't care. Because, again, it's honestly going to be biased towards one of your favorite characters. You know what I'm saying? How would Simon and the Saviors had guns when Simon gave that speech, but they were gone when they attacked the hilltop hours later? So inconsistent. I'll have to go back and look. I don't remember them not having guns. I remember them not wanting to shoot each other because of the night. Was that a thing? I'll have to go back and rewatch it. I need your opinion. I keep getting called a millennial. I know you were born in 83 like me. Are we Generation X or millennial? We are not millennials. We are not millennials. I don't know. I think millennials are born in late 90s. Ain't that right? Late 90s, 2000s, or maybe it's the 2000s. That's a millennial. Wait, we're at 2000. Yeah. Anyone born 2000, between whatever 2000 and 2010 is a millennial. Is that how it goes? Yeah, we're 80s babies. We are not millennials. Hell the fuck no. You're not a millennial. That's insane. Do you think some of the form of the government is still out there, maybe on an island or aircraft carrier or something? In the most tiniest way, I think it's possible, yeah. How do you cope when you are forced to be sober? You can deal with it. Not just like, oh, I'm dealing with it. I want to be sober. You know what I'm saying? I want to, because being fucked up all the time will fuck you up. I don't care how you try to cut it or how you try to make excuses for it. So me personally, look, you guys know I showed this off already. I'll show it off 1,000 times. I want that. I can't have that if I'm a junkie. I can't have that if I got a drinking problem. I can't have that if I got a pill popping problem. Can't have that, Same thing with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I can't have, or I can't maintain. Maybe someone else can. Maybe you're lying to yourself saying you can when you can't. But, I can't have a stable household, a stable income. I can't have things in my room that I enjoy looking at if I was a junkie. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was like, hey, here's a, here's some pills, or here's a $20 Halloween figure, I'd probably just take the pills. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to just focus on that. But no, you need to want to do the sober thing or be sober, And it is boring as fuck. Being high as shit is the bomb. You're high as shit. You know what I'm saying? But it comes with a price. Absolutely. And I don't feel like paying that price. I would rather just work on and accept help. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to accept help. Do you think the Walking Dead comics will ever have another shocking scene like issue 100? Yeah, I think it will, for sure. Wait, what's wrong with the hair? I think you look cool with the hairstyle. Don't change it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The length thing, it bothers me. I shorten it up, I throw some gel in it, and it kind of just lays in a cool way. But once it gets long, I throw some gel in it, and it just falls. Ronnie, do you think Michonne and Daryl Mystery X will be a bit underwhelming? Yeah, listen, my Scar video, I keep fucking delaying it because I think you guys are going to hate it. My rationale, and I'll fucking spoil it now, is I think she wants to kill the people and she just doesn't, and she fucking exiles them. I think, not exiles them, but she severs ties from the community. I know people have these wild theories that they run into a community, they get branded, and all these exciting theories, and I honestly feel like Michonne flips out. She wants to kill them or hurt them or whatever, and she goes to, and she can't, bring herself to do it. That's why we see her all in a confused rage, like psycho. Maybe she's gonna kill Kimberly or whoever from Oceanside. She stops at the last moment, and then she's like, that's it, we're done, the community. Because if you think about it, Rick essentially died because all the communities splintered apart. Maggie wanted to do her own thing with Negan, and then you had the Saviors wanting to do their own thing and wanting to sever their ties and even coming back and attacking, and then you have Oceanside creating their own rules, passing their own judgment. You had everyone doing their own thing, and essentially Rick died because of that. What's the biggest thing to affect Michonne? Losing Rick. I feel like it ties into each other, and it happens in the same season. I don't see why they would bring in a random group to affect Michonne in a way that trails through the rest of the series or the rest of the season when we had this one big thing affect Michonne already. Why not capitalize off of that pain and trauma? So I was like, this sucks, But I did read a lot of yours. If you guys want to see, I already have the shit pulled up. Look it, now there ain't no bullshit. here you go. Here's every single person who said something about the scar. It's already saved for editing. There's all your shit. There's all your comments. I doubt you can read them because they're so tiny on this screen, but I think it'll underwhelm a lot of people because I think it's something a little more simple, you know? I don't think it's like this crazy group or tribe. I don't think it's a crazy brand. I'm sticking with, right now, it's a tribute scar, you know? And I got a reason for that, and it's explained. It's already hinted at in the show. The video will explain it. Thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate that. Your dad is puking right now. Nice. Is he drunk? Talk about how you feel about the Resident Evil games and which one was your favorite. Well, I think my favorite was the first, simply because it was nostalgia that introduced me to that game and the horror genre in video game format. Absolutely. I think that was like my introduction to the horror genre in a video game. And my thoughts about them, I think they're hit or miss. The newest one was probably the most disappointing, and the one I also loved so much about up until a certain point. The monsters were dumb. I like the family. I like that aspect. Some of it was creepy, but the mold monsters, how lacking in creativity do you have to be to say, let's just have these black blobs, you know? Mold monsters. Fuck it. We have such a cool idea like zombies. Imagine Resident Evil, the gameplay, and you have zombies. You know what I'm saying? Holy shit. You know? I just ripped my jeans. My boner pierced right through my jeans with that idea. But what do they do? No, fucking mold monsters, because that's fun and interesting and cool. Have you guys ever seen a statue of a fucking mold monster? Have you guys ever seen a figure, toy, anything whatsoever of a mold monster? Nope, because it looks stupid as fuck and not interesting. It's not creative whatsoever. They should be fired. The new Resident Evil 7 looked so amazing. The sounds, the house, oh my god. And then you have these uncreative hacks that throw in a mold monster. God the fuck out of here. With the Whisperer border, do you think we will see what the Whisperers did with the headless bodies? I think they should show or hint it, yeah. I don't think that worked good with the comic. Wait, Spin said, yes, you are, 80 to 94. I don't think early 90s is millennial. Yeah, I don't think 80 to 94 is millennial. Maybe I have the definition totally wrong. Early 90s is millennial, 20s, 2000s is Generation Z. According to Google, millennials are from 81 to 96. Then I had it wrong. Yeah. That's so weird, though, because everyone I've ever heard with the millennial thing has always been like 18 or younger. So I just assumed if Glenn survived, all right, I had it wrong, I guess. I am way out of touch with millennials, though. I'll tell you that. I am so far removed from millennials, it's not even funny. Like I remember when you can learn how to read, you know, my mother put up instructions on how to wash your clothes. That was that. I had a job when I was 13. I've been working ever since. You know, sometimes 2 to 3 jobs a week, you know, at the same time. You work one job Monday, Wednesday to Friday. Another job is only a couple hours each day. Like I was delivering papers for like 2 hours a day, Monday, 7 days a week. But then I had 2 jobs, one at a bar and one at a restaurant, waiting tables. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not offended by fucking anything. I feel so out of touch with millennials. I didn't know I was one. You know, that kind of stings. Yeah, just fuck it. Doomsday Kingdom fan community. Don't spend it all in one place. You're a funny guy. Appreciate that support. Dude Guys with a $5 dono for channel support. Appreciate that. Again, that might be an old one. I think I read that one already. No, it's a new one. Thank you very much for that. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were caught up. We're going to wrap it up, though. I want to find some good comments to exit on. I hope you guys don't mind, though, when we do get set up. Sometimes we're going to have gameplay for the feed. I'll pick some games where I can still focus on the chat. Like, it'll be difficult for me to play Fortnite and then do the chat at the same time. So I might save the Fortnite live streams for the Ronnie Hayes channel. So that way I could keep this a little more interactive. So the games like Resident Evil, I think that'd be a lot easier to cover Resident Evil in a live stream and yada, yada, yada. And then it'll be cool with the other stuff we got coming up. Don't forget, I'm creating that MAPP umbrella. So we have Make a Path Presents, and then the Ronnie Hayes channel is under the MAPP umbrella, as well as Typical Juju. That one's coming up. I think in February we're going to start with the Typical Juju content. One video a week. Start there. Start slow. Juliet's already working on ideas and certain things for that. She got sick this weekend, though. We were going to start doing some work on a project, but the poor kid, man, was in bed all weekend. Snuggling with the cat. She just looked terrible. As a matter of fact, we're going to cute picture of the week. Let's see. I know I have one here. Yep. I just put up this bed. I don't know if I told you guys, but my uncle gave me this bed that was mad expensive, but they didn't need it anymore. It was from a friend of his house. It was their vacation home. I just got the bed set up. That was everything with the bed. And it is fucking comfy. It's so comfy. Joliet hijacked it. So that's her not feeling well with the cat. Hijacked my bed, and the cat snuggled up with her. There's her with her ninja shirt, her Battle Royale ninja shirt. That's funny. And the poor kid just sat in bed for 2 days, not feeling good, had a little sore throat and a fever. And then this morning, didn't feel too good. Around 4 o'clock, I think, I sat in my chair and literally passed out for 40 minutes. I woke up and I was like, oh, God. Wait. A tribute scar? We're back on that shit. Well, kind of, sort of. It'll be explained coming up. Now, keep in mind, I'll make sure I edit the video to make this abundantly clear. Branding and tribute scars both literally make no sense. Like, don't tell me brands make sense. They're both silly, and I want to make that abundantly clear. I think it's silly, and if I can be brutal and honest, not just like picking on your idea and then picking on mine, I think it doesn't fit them, their mentality. Like Michonne and them, it doesn't fit them to put this X scar on them as like a tribute scar. But I justify it in the video. You'll see what I mean. But as far as like a brand, keep in mind, that's not the point of a brand. That doesn't make any sense at all. A brand is so you can be recognized and seen. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever that you would have a brand on your lower back. Like, that makes zero sense. I mean, not even a little bit of sense. And I agree, it could be a brand, and it could be there, because the writers didn't even care if it made sense or not. A brand you're getting on your face, your hands, your wrists, your forearm. It needs to be somewhere that can be recognized, because that's the point of a brand. You don't brand some. I know one kid a friend of mine got into a fight. He got hurt really bad, and this other kid that another neighborhood kid was there. And he didn't throw down at all. I mean, he let our other friend, he let him fight like 4 or 5 guys by himself. Keep in mind, we're younger back then, so we brand him. We were in the row houses, and we had a knife on one of I think like a electric oven or whatever, and we burned him so that way everyone would see him. I mean, and you would notice the brand and notice he was a bitch. And you can't brand somebody for people not to see it, and there's no recognition there. Right? It's what's the point? In this situation, people saw him on the block and they'd be like, "Oh shit, what's up?" I ran like a bitch, and this is, and then it becomes known. It's known. Now you see him and you're like, "Oh, you didn't throw down with your people. You fucking bitched out." See what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense why they would brand it and not be able to see it. I don't get that. Anyway, do you think Angela Kang got rid of the guts trick so there's no redundancy with the Whisperers coming? No, I think they're going to do the guts again. Yeah, I think the guts trick is still alive and still appropriate in certain situations. I don't see them doing it all the time, especially when it's not necessary. Do you think the scene where Michonne slashes Luke's violin hints at anything that happened over the time skip? It could be possible. It could be possible, but I saw that more as an extreme lack of trust, which, again, that connects to the time skip as well. I watched Unbreakable the other day and found it incredibly stupid that there was literally only one underwhelming fight in the whole movie since it was superhero themed. I loved Unbreakable. Not the first time I watched it. Like the third time I saw it, I was like, man, I love this. I didn't go into it with a superhero theme though, and that's the whole idea. Is it's the unexpected superhero. Like, you're not supposed to see it like that. It's not supposed to be that. When you see it now, yeah, because of everyone's opinion on it after everyone knows what's up with it. Do you think, have you had the chance to watch the new True Detective episodes? 1 and 2 were solid. No, I'm probably going to wait till there's 4. I want to watch a couple in a row. I don't want to watch one at a time. Yeah, Doomsday Kingdom's shipping out. They're currently shipping out. I got to update the website. That's the only thing. I really got to get to that. I was going to do that this weekend, and then Julia got sick, and it literally threw all my plans by the in the trash can. Do you think Negan could get Andrea's comic death? Well, I think he could. I don't think he will. No one's gonna care. No one would care. Fans, yeah, but no character would care. Like, nobody. Trevor with a $20 dono. Sorry that YouTube takes its cut, but you're an awesome dude. I've been watching for years now and hope you can keep this up for a long, long while. Everyone go buy Doomsday Kingdom. Thank you very much, Trevor. And so far with the support, we can, keep this going definitely for 2019. Absolutely. I would love to continue going for a long, long time. I do want to upgrade, though. I want to start creating our own original content. That would be fantastic. What impact will Magna have in 9B? I think it's going to be her assimilating within the group. I think that should be the impact. That should be the focus with that character. She needs to become part of the survivors, Have you ever beat somebody up? Yeah, I've been in a number of fights. Are you going to watch the lunar eclipse? Probably not. AMC should have kept the whispers under wraps to reveal on the show rather than through promos weeks before the show returns. It kills all the mystery and suspense. Thoughts? That's a tricky one. A part of me would have liked to have some sort of longer reveal, but on the flip side, I'm biased because I already read it, so I already knew it's coming, so I don't mind that we got right to it. I like the promos, but I know what's coming, so I kind of got a bias or a tainted view of it. Do you plan on seeing the movie Glass in theaters? Oh, hell yeah. I forgot it came out. I'm going to see that the next chance I can. Ron, if you had full control in the making a Resident Evil movie franchise reboot that is coming, how would you handle it with a high budget and who would you cast? I'm not going to go over I'm not going to go over who I would cast. That's just a long, tedious process. But as far as how would I control it, oh my God, I would love for it to be an actual creepy, nothing at all like the original movie. I mean, this would be a gritty, realistic, just like the video game where you're in this mansion, there's weird shit going on, but I would try to find a neat way to utilize the stuff that was in the game. But remember, this is a movie. It's different than a game. A game, you need to be interactive with all these puzzles and yada, yada, yada. I would try to find a way to incorporate those with Easter eggs, but at the same time, expand on the virus and the laboratories and some other neat creatures, but not go overboard with the first movie especially. Keep it low and grounded. Stay as far away from as much, crazy CGI as possible, but have some really epic practical monsters. I think that would be crazy insane. But keep it simple. Keep a simple story with people out there and make it a survival horror, like true survival horror. You don't have to go crazy with lasers and all this, electric fence laser shits, but keep it characters we like and we care about and have their journey through this house where they gotta to survive the creatures within the house being a maze in and of itself. But again, it would rely heavily on liking the characters and wanting to see them make it out of this situation. But I would keep it very simple. I played Dying Light. Bought it for $10, been working crazy, so I haven't had time to play it. I heard it's a good zombie game. I found it disappointing. I quit it after a little while, but I might revisit it. I like the idea and the potential a lot, but I just felt like I kept beating the zombies for an hour and they wouldn't die. Like, I was literally just beating and beating and beating, and there's a point where I get it. You have to upgrade your character and your weapons, and I hate that. If I take a pipe, I should hit a zombie 10 times and split his head open. When you upgrade your character, you should hit him once or twice and split his head open. You know what I'm saying? Or 5 times and then 4 and then 3. But I was legit just beating zombies, forever and ever and ever. And they just wouldn't die. They just kept getting back up. I just didn't understand it. But running around and moving around is also fun, and there was a lot of potential. Where it made me stop playing it was the story. I didn't care about the story. I didn't care about the people. I didn't care about the characters. I just had lost interest. And again, gameplay for me, it has its enjoyable moments, but if the story isn't good and if it's not an immersive story or super fun, like Bulletstorm is a really fun first-person shooter. It's just a goofy, silly, you know what I mean? And I loved it. Bloody, blood and gore, goofy, crazy. You can turn sniper bullets in midair, but it's fun as shit the way the layout is. That story, I don't even remember it because I don't even care about the story, but it was such a simple story with a very fun game. With Dying Light, it just didn't have that fun factor, so. Do you want more bloaters and new infected in The Last of Us 2? Yes, I want a new infected. I don't need 10 new zombies. Give me one new one. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good with clickers. I love clickers. I'm good with infected. I'm good with bloaters. But give me a new 1 or 2 new types, I can't wait for Last of Us 2. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. I cannot fucking wait. I cannot wait. I saw a video that compares the questions raised in The Walking Dead with GOT and Breaking Bad. The Walking Dead raises a lot of questions that doesn't impact the story, and it is bad writing. Agree or disagree? Bro, I have no idea. That's a loaded question. How can you ask me, honestly, I find this question frustrating. How am I going to agree or disagree? I don't even know what the questions were. You're simply telling me The Walking Dead raises a lot of questions that doesn't impact the story. First off, I don't know. What do you mean? Like, the characters ask questions that have nothing to do with the story? Are you talking about, like, the universe? The fans ask questions that have nothing to do with the story? I'm not going to agree or disagree to something that I don't. If you want to discuss questions raised in The Walking Dead, GOT, and Breaking Bad, yeah, I'm up for that. But I can't agree or disagree based off of what you gave me right there. That seems like a really loaded question. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, bro. I wish I could give you a better answer, to be honest. I hope that's all right. Unbreakable came after The Sixth Sense, so the superhero aspect was unexpected. I was the same way at first watched, thought it was okay, but second, third time watching it, I loved it. Hell yeah. Dude, guys, how many issues do you want your comics to have? I'm good with 200, I'm good with 200. If we can hit 200, I'd be good with that, Even if it was like you can only do 100 issues, I'll fit the story in 100 issues. You're not going to get a certain chunk, obviously. But I could tell enough with at least 100. But I need 100. I need at least 100. I just can't do it with any less than that. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell the full Doomsday Kingdom story in 50 issues. There's just no fucking way. There's just no way. How would you make the perfect The Walking Dead game, Last of Us style? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I liked Avengers Infinity War, so I will see the new one in theaters, but I have no interest to see Captain Marvel at all. I'll rent it, but I'm not going to theaters to see that. Unless people watch it and it's amazing. If it's downright amazing, I'll go. but it just doesn't look that. It looks generic, you know. Do you think someone can be a good writer even if they watch and read a small amount of stories? No. You could write a good story. You can write maybe one or two good stories, but it's going to be difficult if you're not really immersed in a lot of content. When I'm talking writing styles and structures and understanding why they go by those structures and stuff like that. But you can hit a good story. You definitely can. But when you talk about being a good writer, you really got to immerse yourself in a lot. If you only hear a small amount of stories, it's gonna hurt it. You know, I would expand if I were you. Absorb as much as possible. Do you think Alpha started the Whispers, or do you think another Alpha has existed before the one we know of? I've always wondered that, and I kind of see her coming in charge of it. You know, I don't see her as somebody who created the Whispers. When was the exact moment you knew Carl was just a lucky casting and is not good at acting the part? I never really thought of it, to be honest, but I know when he yelled at his dad, when he got sad and yelled at his dad, and I remember Rick was passed out on the couch. I knew he had to do some serious work on his range, and you can see some telltale signs from, you know, when I was in acting classes. I even pinpointed a couple with Enid, and it's really subtle ones, and there's probably people who have no clue what I'm talking about, but Enid, when she is talking to Glenn, you can see some of the things that, you know, that's taught her that you pick up from other actors. She does this moment where in the middle of her sentence, she like looks over and does like this, and then she goes back to him. There's certain things and subtleties. Some of it is so organic, it's just magnetic. You know, Bryan Cranston is incredibly gifted with being organic in his subtleties. Even Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Simon had a moment I wanted to do a video on that is literally one of the perfect moments in The Walking Dead that can be broken down into subtleties. And it's two characters back and forth. And I don't know if they set that up or if that was just natural chemistry between those two. But it was the scene where he asked for Daryl's name. The subtlety in each expression is just wonderful in that one little moment. And I didn't see that in his performance. I saw somebody forcing those moments, those subtleties. And yeah, that's something that needed some work. And I just thought, is he perfecting his craft, or is he like, man, I got lucky, I don't need to, you know, perfect my craft? Yeah, we got personal stories coming up. I'm not going over that here because I want to do something neat with it. Yeah, so we got more of the personal ones coming up. I know I was thinking I didn't want to annoy people with some of those, but I got a lot of requests for some of the more personal ones. You know, and I do have some images and stuff and pictures and old paperwork. I did want to, the other day, I have these random ideas where it's like, man, I do want to talk about double standards for guys and girls. For example, child support. How many guys get fucked on child support, like hard? There's some guys that are bums. I get it. I'm not talking about those. But how many guys have some kind of horror story when it comes to child support? It's a meme, you know? But chicks, I know Juliet was, when she was a baby, there was something wrong where I think it was the iron or something in the formula made her sick, and there was a whole issue with getting a certain type of formula, and it was mad expensive. There was something going on, and I needed a certain something, and I had to go through WIC for it. And WIC is like Women and Children in Need or something like that, but they let, you know, single dads there too. It's not just for women. But it's primarily focused on them because that's who's usually the single parent. So in order to get the assistance we needed for Juliet for a few months, I had to file child support on the mother. And at the time, she was just some junkie in an alleyway booting up. So I figured it didn't matter to her. I mean, I'm not stitching her out. We don't have a relationship. She just flaked off to go do drugs. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. So I signed up for the child support. Everything was on the up and up. I went to the hearing. She never showed, and we did that whole process. And then it came down to WIC was like, okay, you did what you needed to do. You went after for child support because they need to make sure that you couldn't afford the assistance you're getting. And then I received a note that from the child support office that my case was thrown out because the mother was such a junkie. There was no way she would ever clean her life up to be able to get a job to pay child support. So they just let her go. Threw the case out. It was fine. And I laughed too because I didn't care. I don't care if she's in jail. I don't care if she was in our lives or out of our lives. Like, I just wanted the WIC thing done with, you know? And I kept that note, and I wanted to do a video to show that note because how many guys go in for child support hearings and all this, and they get fucking ass raped financially. You know, their wallet gets raped, bent over a desk. But but when it comes to a chick, she just walks in there and she's like, I don't want to work because I'm a drug addict. And the guy's like, oh, okay. She probably blew him, but that's besides the point. It's a conspiracy. We don't know. But for real, they just said, they sent me a letter, and the way it's worded, and that's what I wanted to make the video on because how hilarious that was. It was like there's no foreseeable future for this woman to clean up her shit and support her child. So therefore, we're discontinuing the case. Not, you know, we favored in, you know, we favored on your side, or we're gonna make her get on a plan. No, it was literally, here, you don't have to be a parent, you don't have to pay to be a parent, you don't, no child support for you. I just thought that was just a double standard at its finest, because if that was a dude, she would have to pay child support or go to jail. What are some shows, movies you recommend I watch to become a better story writer? Here's the thing. Let me be honest with you. You sound kind of young, so, and I don't mean that as a negative thing, but I mean that because it's not just that. You need to learn why they're writing this the way they do. And you need to analyze. If you're only going to analyze shows and movies, I tell you what, you're making it hard on yourself. You need to just read a couple books by some writers, and you don't have to follow what they say or whatever, but get an idea of why things are written in movies and shows. But if you're only studying movies and shows, you got to look at every single scene, and ask yourself, why is that in there? And again, it's tricky because you'll have to look at good movies, even check out some bad ones, but only once you understand the structure of writing a story. If you want a good movie, check out like Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction. What would be... yeah, a lot of the movies that get more praise, look at them in every scene, ask, why is this in here? Why was this good? Is this payoff or setup? But I would highly recommend you don't just watch a show or movie to learn how to be a better writer. Read some writing books like How to Write Better Screenplays or something. Just get introduced to that world and start understanding why there's a structure. And I don't want you to stick to a structure. I think that's a lot of writers' biggest problems because it becomes formulaic, and then you can pinpoint what's coming a mile away, you know? Sorry for the loaded question. I saw an interesting video and tried to summarize it into a question with a 20-character limit. No, it's all good. I'll try to check out that video, though. Maybe I have a better understanding of what you mean. Gideon Falls is a cool comic. I went to buy it. It was sold out in my comic shop. Some people recommended it, but it was sold out. You are the exception to the rule. Just saying. Thank you very much. Dude, no, you're not going there. Shake my head. Be a good boy. We don't live in that kind of world. What did we miss? I don't know where you said. I don't know what that's from. Oh, okay. It looks like the chat for some reason is way behind. If you guys could see it on the screen, we're just getting to the child support stuff, and I'm way past that now. Yeah, you're right. There is a double standard, but that double standard is new historically speaking. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine it was primarily parents or mothers and, you know, single mothers, and then now shit is switching around. But yeah, we got to shut it down. And we already ran longer than our normal time, so I hope some people don't care. Sometimes if there's time, I like running a little long, especially when we bring in some of the gaming stuff. Have I seen Funny or Die's Season 8 review? No. I'll check it out, though. I think I seen one of their seasons. And I remember a dude got screwed when the woman knowingly put the wrong guy down as the father. When it comes to court, the female judge told him it didn't matter and the child was grown. See, some of that stuff in the court system, I think is really messed up. Some of that stuff is real messed up. And I have a personal bias because I had that happen. Juliet's mother pulled some shit like that. Put me down for Juliet's brother as the father. And I went to court. I had to go to court for child support. They threatened to throw me in jail and all that. And I was furious because the child services were working with the child's father, doing supervised visits, trying to get the father and set up with a house and a job so he can become a parent to the kid and take the kid. The child services was setting that all up, trying to help him, and they had this whole thing going with visitation. They knew who the right father was, and for some reason I got sued, and I had to go to, not sued, but summoned to court. And I went to court and said, listen, I don't know what the mix-up is, but I'm Juliet's father, She has a kid with another dude. Whoop-de-whoop. I'm not a part of that. If the kid needs anything, anytime, even now, if they need anything at all, give me a call. If I can help, I help. That's Juliet's blood, you know what I'm saying? So, but you guys are barking up the wrong tree. And I even told them, I said, look, at child services, you guys have a contract with the real father. You talk to the real father. Bro, they were like, oh, fuck. They knew it, too. They were like, damn, you're right. They put the wrong person on the shit. But that was because of the mom, though. The mom did some grimy shit because she didn't want to deal with the real father. She put me down instead. And then the judge turned around and was like, yeah, well, if they want to continue on, you're getting busted for it. And I was like, wait, what? No, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Not only am I not the father, but I had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And I filed to get the paperwork from when her kid was born. And sure enough, my name is on it in the mother's handwriting. And it's clear as day because you see my sloppy handwriting on a paper as an example. And above hers, you see her neat, specific way she writes. And my name and her name is on the paperwork in the same handwriting. And I was like, you got to be shitting me. So that's where the judge got that. But yeah, you are right. In a court, they have the really dumb rules with certain shit like that. Anyway. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming out to the stream. We're going to shut it down now that we're at the 2-hour mark. We can't be making these really, really long. But thanks for the mods holding it down in the chat. Thank you for everyone hooking up a super chat donation support going to the channel. And also the Patreon support. Make sure I don't miss any super chats now that I said that. Yeah, it looks like we got the super chats covered. And don't forget, next week we're probably going to go live a little early, between 9 and 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And The Walking Dead is returning February 10th, I think it is, when The Walking Dead returns. Obviously, we're going to be coming on live after each episode on Sunday night. We also have to figure out if we're going to incorporate Game of Thrones discussions in our live streams. I think Game of Thrones comes back in April in some time. And also, if you guys want to stick with the formula of having the polished video game reviews on this channel and then the daily gameplay uploads on the Ronnie Hayes channel, that's how it's set up now. And don't forget, I got a lot of people asking where the Fortnite videos are. They're uploaded every day, Monday through Friday, almost, on the Ronnie Hayes channel. That is a different channel from the Megapath Presents. So I got like 20 or 30 people just this weekend asking where they were, or this past week, and I had to give them all links for that. Don't forget, it's on a whole separate channel. You won't get notifications on this channel. I might do another announcement video coming up. But yeah, they're all over there. and also Days Gone. If you guys want to see that gameplay on this channel, let me know down below, because I got to run out specifically and get that Elgato to start recording the Resident Evil that's coming up as well. So, all right, I'm done talking, guys. Thanks for coming out here. I'll see you next Sunday around 9 p.m. All right, peace.